Remember when we said we'd stay together now until forever? Just us, just us. Said we wouldn't be like all the others.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica Hickson, and I spent 5 years working my way up to the top of an MLM before realizing they're just not all that they're cracked up to be. My goal with this channel is to rescue some Huns, to prevent some from becoming Huns, and to also give those a voice who have left the Hun bot industry like myself.
It's what you do.
Today's small business shout out comes from a subscriber named Emily, and she would like to nominate her friend from the Crystal Cottage. The Crystal Cottage is based in Arizona, and she has hand-selected and affordable crystals. So if you love crystals and you also love supporting small businesses, then definitely check out the Crystal Cottage of Arizona. Today's member shout out goes to Sarah Petey. I'll put the spelling of your last name in the description below because I probably butchered it, but thank you so much, Sarah, for all of your support. And to all of my channel members, if you'd like to become a member of the channel and receive access to some exclusive perks, I leave it linked in the description of all of my videos, or there should be a join button on all of my videos. I think that's all the shout outs I have for today, so let's get on with the video. All right, you guys, so I'm trying a new audio technique today. I usually have my mic on top of my camera, but I've noticed recently that the audio is kind of sketchy. It has different crackles and stuff here and there, and I just want some clearer audio. So what I've done is I have rigged up this little contraption here that you can't see. Basically, I taped my mic onto some little tripod that I found, and we're gonna try it from a separate audio on my computer. So I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out. If it doesn't turn out well, then you guys probably won't see this video, or I'll just use the audio from my actual camera mic. But anyways, I just wanted to preface this video by saying that in case the audio is a little bit different than it usually is. Hopefully it's better than it usually is, but I'm no pro, so it could be worse. So today I'm gonna be doing another reaction video. You guys seem to love those, and this one was actually sent to me by one of you guys, so I hope you enjoy. So this one is titled Why You're Not Reaching Your Goals, and this is given by the person who was crying about not reaching their $3 million goal. But let's find out why we're not reaching our goals, guys.
Hello everybody, what is up? Here, happy Monday, happy November 1st. Holy moly, we are flying by Q4. Okay, we only have 2 full months left, and I had to jump on and talk to you guys about why you're not hitting your goal. Okay, very interesting story. So first off, before I even dive in, I want y'all to know if I look like I just sucked on a glazed donut because my lips are freaking glistening, it is because my lips are so chapped right now. They hurt so bad. How many of you are like traumatized by the weather? Okay, they hurt so freaking bad. So I had to like slather old school Vaseline. My husband's like, just like my little Vaseline stick ain't doing it, y'all. And y'all know I am so committed to that thing. But I had to get like old school Vaseline, get a Q-tip, and like, so if it looks like I sucked on a donut, I promise I haven't.
Do you guys ever just have days where you just like can't handle the energy, enthusiasm? I mean, I'm not faulting her for having a lot of energy. However, sometimes it's just like tone it down just a notch, just a bit much sometimes.
Why are you not reaching your goals? So this is going to be some real, authentic truth talk. If you are not ready for this, you might have to hop off today, okay? Because it's November 1st and your girl's coming in hot, all right? So this is like real hot off the press. Last week, I had connected with some of my friends in business, and I'm like, yo, this doesn't make sense to me. Why do you have one person who has every reason to fight for a goal, but then you have another person who has every reason to make an excuse, but the person who has every reason making an excuse is crushing their goals, and the person who has every reason to fight for a goal is making excuses?
Because all of the reasons to fight for the goal are probably pulling her attention away from the business because it needs to be focused on whatever her excuse is instead of building your paycheck. So basically she has her priorities in line. So her priority is not building your paycheck. Her priority is taking care of what she needs to take care of in her personal life, which you see as excuses. For the record, you guys, these excuses that she's talking about happen to be like spending time with your family or going out with your friends or watching your favorite TV show or taking a bath or going shopping. These are things that she sees as excuses because you're not allowed to do those things when you're in the MLM because all of your free time needs to be devoted to working your business.
Picking up what I'm putting down. Are you processing what I'm saying? Because I'm like not saying it, but I'm saying it, okay? And I was really frustrated last week by this concept. Like, how do you have two people who have similar experiences, two people who have similar stories, two people who have similar goals, yet one of them is crushing it and getting it, and the other isn't? Are you that person?
Do we need to pull out the comp plan, the income disclosure statement, pull out the facts, the stats? Maybe that will clear some things up for her. We don't want us sis confused.
Are you that person that you're like, why can I not get my goal? I know exactly what it is that I want. I know exactly what I'm fighting for. I know exactly why I need to, but why do I not feel compelled? Why do I not operate with a level of urgency, okay? Maybe that's you. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking to you. Maybe you need to share this with someone who it is applicable to. That way they can get the information. And so make sure you like, comment, and share. Okay. Y'all know how I am. Like, comment, and share. Pay the fee.
Should you just say pay the fee as if it's like their privilege to listen to her speak? Narcissism at its finest. Also, can I just tell you, there were so many girls on my team who gave it their all. Like, they put their heart and soul into it, and it just was not happening for them. For instance, I'll link the video here if you haven't seen it yet, but I did a video with an ex-teammate, which I will be doing more soon. I saw one of your guys' comments about that. I did a video with an ex-teammate. Her name is Melanie. She also has her own YouTube channel now, so you should definitely check that out as well. I'll leave it linked in the description. She was in the business with me for, I don't know, Melanie, what was it, like 4 years? Had to have been 4 years. Anyways, she was in the business for a very long time with me, and she was doing all of the things, but she just couldn't, like, she just kept falling short for whatever reason. So it's not that these people aren't giving it their all. She was doing everything and then some, doing everything she was told to do and still falling short. So it's not the fact that people are like making excuses and not doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's the fact that the business structure isn't set up for everyone to win. If everyone was winning, the business structure would fail. The company would crumble. There has to be the majority of people at the bottom who are losing.
But here's the deal. So I, in my own frustration, talking to some of my friends, I'm like, what is going on? And one of my closest friends was like, one person has a plan B. She got a plan B. That's why she is the way she is. She got a backup plan. And I said, oh my God, like, why did I not think of that? So why are you not where you want to be? Now, last week, I told y'all to get out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is a differentiating factor between her, who you're watching, and where you're at now. But what about the girl that's crushing her goals? And you're like, we got the same story. We got the same why. We got the same drive. We got the same reason. Why is she doing it? Do you have a plan B?
So that's where this is going. Do you guys remember, I think it was last week or a couple weeks ago, I made a video and I mentioned the significance of retiring your husband and how I used to think it was just like a bragging point to be like,
wow, I've made so much money that my husband doesn't even have to work,
even though they're not retired at that point. Apparently they don't understand this. So at first I thought it was just a bragging point, but after watching the Lula Rich documentary, it hit me that they want all of your eggs in one basket. They want you to be completely reliant on the company so that you have nothing to fall back on. Because if you're completely reliant on the company, that means you're going to put whatever it takes into being successful in the company, even if it means running yourself into the ground because you have no other way to support your family. And she just admitted that, like, openly. Don't have a backup plan. Don't have a second job because you need all your eggs in this basket or you're not going to give it your all. Yeah, we know that's how this works, sis.
Your business suffering because you have no plan B. Or because you have a plan B. I said that backwards. Because you have a plan B. Okay, so when you're looking at the people who are hunkered down, who are going at it, who are going all in, the women that are crossing their finish lines, it's because they have no plan B. We have no choice. And as I reflect on the last 5 years of entrepreneurship, I've had no choice. I've either had my back against the wall or I've had to manipulate the situation. How many of y'all have been there? You have to manipulate the situation so your back is against the wall.
I'm not understanding what she means by that. Like, I genuinely am trying to figure out what she means by manipulating the situation to where your back's against the wall in order to be successful. And I can't think of any scenario where that would make sense. I'm not like picking up what she's throwing down. If you guys know, leave it in the comments below because I genuinely have no idea. Does she mean like quitting your job before you're able so that you work harder or what?
Way you create that urgency. So as we're talking about this, you know, what could a plan B be? I don't know. Maybe a plan B is your spouse works full time. So you really don't need to do your business. You don't really need to chase your dreams and aspirations because at the end of the day, if you fall short, your man got you. Maybe your plan B is your full-time job. You be talking about how much you hate your full-time job, how much you want to leave your full-time job. But then when your business is struggling, when your dream is struggling, when that goal that you have in life is struggling, you're like, you know what?
First of all, quit using dream and the business interchangeably. They're not interchangeable. It's nobody's dream to sit and send hey girl messages all day, every day.
It's not as bad as I think it is. Like, it pays my bills, and all of a sudden you start backtracking all the goals and the commitments that you put out there.
Okay, because you guys promise that you can work it in the pockets of your day and make a full-time income when we all know that's not possible. You can't make any sort of significant income if you're just working it in the pockets of your day. It may pay for your auto shipment, maybe, but that's about it. But once you get them roped in, you hope to change their goals and change their dreams and help them dream bigger so that they're willing to put more time into it instead of just working it in the pockets of their day. I know how this works.
Because you have a plan B, okay?
No, because you realize it's not possible. Because you realize you're in a pyramid scheme. Because you realize it takes a lot more time than what you were promised. Because you realize you have to manipulate people. Because you realize that the average incomes on the income disclosure statement from 2019, there's no updated one, aren't actually accurate. Because you realize that the sisterhood only exists if you're financially benefiting someone. Because you realize it's predatory. Because you realize that it is ruining your relationships. Need I go on, you guys? Like, it's not for any reason other than what I mentioned in my intro every single time, and that is that they're not what they're cracked up to be. They tell you things that you want to hear so that you join their team.
And so what's crazy about this is there's a specific group of people. Are you a part of that all-in mindset?
All your eggs in one basket. We're starting to connect the dots here.
I want to know, are you a part of the all-in mindset? You see, when you show up to your goal, your dream, whatever it is that you're fighting for, and you have an all-in mindset, it shifts the game. It absolutely shifts the game. There's a, I'm going all in. I'm putting all the chips in. There's a level of commitment. There's a level of sacrifice that is required when you have an all in. You see, it actually costs you something. It costs you something. And so I kind of want to break down, why you need an all-in mindset. And this isn't just, I mean, you come to your own conclusions, okay? You like, tag, and share someone, y'all. Like, tag, and share this, okay? But here's the deal. It has been scientifically proven that, I wrote it down, it's been scientifically proven, people who have a backup plan. If you're someone that you're like, oh, at the end of the day, if this doesn't work out, I'll go back to my 9 to 5. Oh, at the end of the day, it's not like I'm trying to leave my job anyway, so it's not a big deal. Oh, at the end of the day, I have this other thing I think I'm flirting with, so it's no big deal if this don't work out. It's been scientifically proven that people who have a backup plan do not put in as much effort and focus as people who have no plan B.
And that, my friends, is why it's important not to put all your eggs in one basket, because then you'll fall victim to pyramid schemes.
So if you're wondering why it's not working for you, why is this not working? Do you have a plan B? And again, that plan B can look like a variety of different things. It can look like you have another way that your bills are paid. It could look like maybe that's your spouse, maybe that's your full-time job, maybe that's your part-time job. You know, a lot of people crack me up. I feel like one of like the popular things to say is how you're a serial entrepreneur. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I like to bounce around. No, heifer, maybe that means you can't stay committed.
Or heifer, it just means that all of the business structures are set up to fail because they're all the literal same thing. Maybe.
Heifer.
But a lot of times it's people who have found success in one area and then they open up their portfolio. Like myself, I have become, over the earnings of being in the online business I have earned over $1 million. I'm not making $1 million a year. I have earned accumulatively over $1 million. And so guess what? Now I'm opening and launching something else, okay? Because
it's always interesting to me how these people who are at the top of MLMs who are just raking in
All this money.
always branch out and do like coaching or self-help stuff. Basically teaching people how to manipulate others. And not only that, but they're charging like millions of dollars for it. Not millions, that was dramatic. Like thousands of dollars for it. To hear the same nonsense garbage that you could hear on her Facebook page or any other self-help motivational book that she just twists and puts it in a different way to make it sound inspirational. So predatory, like preying on the people that you've already preyed on to like suck anything else out of them that you can.
I have found a stream that is extremely successful. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times people are like, oh, I just want to be, no, a serial entrepreneur, for people who have not found a deep-rooted stream, it's just you're the jack of all trades, master of none. When things get hard, when things get difficult, when you get bored, when things don't have the result you want, you jump ship, you bounce to thing to thing to thing, and now you're trying to handle and balance like 3 to 5 different journeys, and you're the jack of all trades, master of none.
She just doesn't want you to go to another company and put effort into another company because then that's effort taken away from It Works, which takes away from her paycheck.
And then she can't reach her $3 million goal.
And let me just say, in case she's watching this, she says she doesn't watch my videos about her, but I believe otherwise. This is not me bullying her or trying to degrade her as a person, but as someone who was in the MLM, it's clear that she knows exactly what she's doing enough to where she's gonna, branch off and do this like MLM coaching experience, self-help BS and monetize that. It just seems like she knows exactly who she's taking advantage of and finding every way that she can to take even more advantage of those people, the people who look up to her and idolize her. So I'm going to call it out when I see it, because these are the kinds of people who are so dangerous in the MLM world, because people fall for their BS and then they're left with nothing at the end.
I really want to break down 3 reasons why you need an all-in mindset, let alone, again, scientifically proven that you're going to put in more.
Where did they scientifically prove this? Who scientifically proved it? Was it just some MLM guru that you heard it from and ran with it? Most likely. Should we just call you Rach? Rachel Hollis? That's who she really reminds me of. And I thought that when I was in the company too. I was reading all the Rachel Hollis books. I drank the Rachel Hollis Kool-Aid. And every time I heard this person talk, that's who she reminded me of.
Effort and more focus when you have no plan B, okay? But if you're someone that's struggling or you know someone struggling, you need to share this with them, okay? And let me encourage you, and like I said, just impress upon you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to tell you why it's not working.
I'm not here to tell you what to do.
And then earlier she was
Like, share, comment, pay your fee. But I'm not here to tell you what to do. Heifer.
Also, the fact that people respond to being called heifers is mind-blowing to me. It's so cultish. It's like they've twisted it into some endearing term. She has twisted it into some endearing term.
But I'm impressing upon you, could it be that you have a plan B? Could it be you have a backdoor? Could it be that you have not burned the boats to take the island? That is a mentality. That is a mindset that you have to cultivate.
A cultivated mindset, guys. Just pointing that out.
I'm just looking back on the last 5 years, and when my girlfriend said this, I was like, dang, like that is the reason why 2 people with the exact same story, Two people with the exact same why, two people with the exact same drive, one can get it and one won't. That could be a differentiating factor. Is one of the girls that I know that is extremely successful. She has every reason to give every excuse in the book. She has no plan B. Literally none. Not a plan B. She's got to make this work. And then there's another girl, very comparable situation. She's got a plan B. She don't have to show up all the time. She's got a plan B, right? But, and it's interesting how the girl who has no excuses never complains. And the girl who has a plan B complains all the time that it's not working for her.
So much to unpack here. But what I want to say basically is that they want you to believe that there's not a better life out there for you. That the only way to have a successful, happy life is through an MLM. But I'm here to tell you, there is a better life on the outside. Like, I believe the same thing. I believe that that was my only answer to be able to have time freedom and come and go as I please and do whatever I want and make my own schedule and be there for all of my kids' activities and see their first steps. And I could go on forever. I believed that. And what I found after I had the courage to leave, and it took me a year to figure out like my life again, because I eat, sleep, breathed this, not anymore. It took me a year to figure it out, but my life on the outside is so much different now. My energy, like, even you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I've been going through some stuff like switching anxiety medications and whatnot. A lot of the anxiety which stemmed from the MLM. Switching medications and stuff, it put me in like a very dark place. I didn't want to shower. I didn't want to brush my teeth. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to talk to anyone because I just felt like I was on edge and lashing out at everyone. And anyways, even through that time, I felt more fulfilled and supported and loved than any time when I was in the MLM. So, Plan B girl, if you would like to chat, I would love to help you determine if this is a good option for you or if you should run with your plan B.
And so I just think it's really, really interesting. So let me give you 3 reasons. What can benefit you from having an all-in mindset? How can this benefit you? How is this going to help you? Okay. Super, super important we talk about this. So number 1, when you have an all-in mindset, when you have no plan B on the table, it's going to raise the foundation. It's going to force you to think higher. What do I mean by this? We tried paying off debt so many times. Okay, if you know my story, you know we paid off $63,801.99 in 6 months. We went 100% debt-free in 6 months. But here's the true reality, is we had gone debt-free numerous times before. We tried, we attempted, okay? But the problem is, we didn't have an all-in mindset. We didn't have we're gonna go debt-free. It was this cute little idea that we talked about. How many of you are showing up to business as this cute little idea like, oh, maybe it can bring me home. Like, it's almost like you haven't even made a decision. Maybe it can bring me home, but if it doesn't, it's okay because my job pays my bills.
Because the income disclosure statement proves everything that we need to know. Also, let me add that not everyone joins to quit their job. Some people join because they want an extra $300 to $500 a month. But once they're in, they're pushed to quit their jobs or go all in so that eventually they will quit their jobs. Or they're encouraged to quit their job before they're all in so that they could be all in and put all those eggs in one basket, and then they end up failing and starting from scratch again with a new job, just over broke as they like to call them.
We no longer, like, gone were the days where we're broke, busted, and disgusted. We had to raise the foundation. You can set all these goals all you want, but if you don't raise the foundation, if you're not saying I'm all in, you're never going to cross the finish line no matter what it is, health, finances, marital, whatever. And speaking of marital, the second point I would give you, the benefit of going all in, it's not just raising a foundation. It's not just altering and changing who you are. And guess what?
The fact that she's bringing up marriage when talking about the MLM and how being all in is going to help your marriage, I don't know where she's going to go with this, but I've mentioned before, the majority of the marriages directly surrounding the people that I was connected with in the MLM, the majority of them were struggling. And that's not because they struggled before the MLM. It's because of the pressure, the money, the time, the energy, the mind space that has to be put into the MLM. It gets in between a husband husband and a wife. And most times the wives choose the business over their husband because they're encouraged to do so. Just like my upline encouraged me, saying that my husband was probably threatened that I was making more money than him. No, sis, he married me because he wanted to spend time with me. So the fact that I'm spending all my time and extra attention on this business instead of him has him a little bit salty. Rightfully so.
Didn't last forever. That's a whole nother byproduct of the conversation. A lot of people will not sacrifice now for later.
They always try to pound this into your head. Make their sacrifices now for a happy life later. So sacrifice time with your kids now so you can live a happy life later when they're 18 and moved out of the house and you still don't even know their favorite color because you've spent 18 years devoting time to your business, making the sacrifice now in hopes of a happy life later that never ends up coming. Let that one sink in, you guys. Like, all of these people are pounding this idea into your head that you need to make these sacrifices now for a happy life later. But the majority of people are at the bottom of the pyramid, right? So if they're devoting all this time and they're staying at the bottom of the pyramid, their kids are grown and out of the house and they still don't have this happy life that they were promised. Sadly, this is the reality for a lot of people within MLMs. And sadly, these same people will defend the MLM to their deathbed because they truly believe that there's a light at the end of the tunnel for them. And if they just make these sacrifices now, they'll have a happy life later. And they're still waiting for the later.
What? The now was a very short term. And now I can go out to eat whenever I go out to eat 30 days out of the month, 31 days. It doesn't matter because we did it. And because our financial situation, because we were willing to sacrifice, because we had no plan B, it changed our life. And so for you, for a very short time, you can go all in with no plan B and then you gonna have all the plans in the world, right? But speaking of marriage.
I mean, even that is shady. Like, manipulate so many people on your team to the point where you don't have to do the work anymore. Your downline's doing the work for you. So you just get to rake in their money as they manipulate more people.
The second thing is that when you have, gotta turn my heater off. When you have no plan B, it increases your commitment, okay? So when we got married, when me and Mr. got married, it was till death do us part. Now, whether death comes naturally, organically, or death comes by way of widow, I will not be single.
Did she just in a roundabout way insinuate that she would kill her husband?
I will be a widow before I'm single. Can I get an amen? Okay?
Pretty sure that's what she just insinuated.
He knows that. He's afraid of me. Consider this like a verbal threat. Okay? Yes, he knows. and he would do the same for me, okay?
I mean, it's funny when a normal person says it, but when someone like this who like knows that they're manipulating people and they have very clear narcissistic tendencies, it's a little bit creepy.
Ain't no hoeing around. Ain't no cheating. Ain't no nothing. And so when you come with no plan B, and this was a conversation prior to us even getting married, it was like, divorce is not an option, let alone we both come from broken homes. He's an ordained minister with our denomination.
So since he's an ordained minister, he's not okay with getting divorced, but he is okay with manipulating people for a living. And I'm not talking about as a minister, which one could argue they do the same, but I'm talking about all of these people within It Works. Not to mention this guy, I'm pretty sure, like wrote a book or is writing a book or something, and his wife is doing all this stuff that's also manipulating people and getting people to spend more money that they don't need to spend. He's cool with that. But divorce? Mm-mm.
So that, like, he's like, I'm not getting divorced. Like, that's going to like conflict my calling on my life. Okay. But we wanted something better for our family. So divorce is not on the table. Okay. So when you have no plan B, I'm not bringing condemnation on anybody. I'm telling you my story. When you have no plan B, okay. And don't get it twisted. Like I'm not saying I wouldn't. I mean, if my husband starts beating me, like I ain't saying married to him. So get what I'm saying. Okay. But then I'll be a widow. But when you have a plan B, when you're not prioritizing your, so like, let me put it like this. When we fight and don't, we are both dominant type A personalities, yo. We're like power couple, or it's like World War III up in here. Can I get an amen? Okay. Like, heiffa, we gonna work it out. We gonna fight it out. We gonna figure it out. Amen. But there ain't no plan B. Okay? There ain't no plan B. Like, this is what you stuck with. Okay? So I have a responsibility to be the best version of myself, to give my husband the best version of me. My husband has a responsibility to be the best version of himself, so he gives the best version to our marriage. When you have an all-in mindset, you increase the level of commitment. Okay? If you do not have an all-in mindset on your business, on whatever your dream is, if you have a plan B, you're not going to stay committed during the hard times. When things get hard.
I love how they take all of these like common sense ideas and put them into these like inspirational settings and try to act like it's not common sense. Like, I would hope that if you're married, you're all in the relationship, or you wouldn't be married, right?
But she has to put it in a way that's so inspirational to hopefully inspire people and connect it to their business because it fits her agenda.
Baby, I already know. I already know we solution oriented around here. Okay? I know how to handle this. This shows me how to handle the hard times. Are you committed to your business?
It ain't about commitment, baby. It's about how many people you can manipulate and how long your mental health can stand it. Find me one person who left an MLM as they felt like a better person. Like, anyone that just was in such a good place and so happy mentally and just thriving and left their MLM. Find me someone who was left on good terms. I can't think of one. And there's a reason for that. It's because the MLMs mentally drain you and convince you of things that are not true. So it breaks you down to where you don't have an identity anymore. The business is your identity. And it's really sad that it comes to that, because I've seen so many people like give the anti-MLM community crap for not being women empowerment or whatever, but they're doing the exact opposite. They're breaking these women's down to their core and building them up how they want to build them up. And then by the time that their mental health and financial health and everything is struggling so bad and they go to leave, they feel like nothing. They feel no self-worth. They end up leaving because they're miserable. They don't feel empowered. So they just flip this to fit their narrative.
Are you committed to your dream? I'm not talking about being loyal to a company. People who say that, you're ridiculous. I'm not talking about being loyal to I'm talking about being loyal to your dream. Okay? I don't care if that's offensive to you. Okay? Are you loyal to your dream? Are you loyal to your goals? Because if you have a plan B, if you say, no, I don't like you put the bread on the fridge, I'm gonna go find me a new man. No, I don't like the way you talk to me, I'm gonna go find me a new man. No, I don't like that you laughed at me, I'm gonna go find me a new man. No! I have a level of commitment. We gonna work it out. We gonna talk it out. We gonna silent treatment it out. I don't know how, but we gonna work it out. And so it means we've got parameters on our marriage. We have boundaries. We've raised the foundation, like my first point, but there's a level of commitment. Okay? When you have a plan B, there's not a level of commitment there. You're already saying, could you imagine if I was like, hey, I don't know another man's name. Hey, Bob. Okay. So like, Bob, I'm gonna come talk to you if my husband doesn't meet all my needs when I want him to. Emotional, mental, physical, all that, okay? If he doesn't meet all my needs, Bob, I'm gonna call you, Bob. And I keep running to Bob every time my husband makes me mad, makes me sad, doesn't do what I want, when I want. Would you have a healthy marriage? You tell me, would I have a healthy marriage? Tell me, would I have a healthy marriage if every time Mr. did something I didn't like, I ran to Bob?
Nope. But typically marriages are built on a strong foundation or you wouldn't be married. And MLMs are essentially built on sand. There is no foundation there. So it could crumble at any time. So of course people are going to look for other streams of income because they know the chances of it crumbling are very high. You can't compare marriage to an MLM. That's not how this works. Especially when MLMs are like the root cause of marriage issues of people who are in MLMs.
No! And sometimes I find that people are showing up to their business like that. Oh, well, it makes me happy, so I'm going to show up to Hickson all the time right now, but it doesn't make me happy last week, so I ran to Bob. And now you get what I'm saying? Like, and I know that that can feel a little like, using that example of marriage. But when we make that applicable to a plan B, like you wouldn't treat your spouse that way, right?
And that's why we're married to our spouse and not married to a pyramid. Babe?
No, till death do us part. Till death do us part. Whether you get a disease, it is your time to go, or I become a widow because I'm just kidding. It's recorded.
I feel like that would be funny if anybody else did it, but it just sounds evil when she does it, just knowing her tendencies.
Till death do us part. Okay? And so there's a level of commitment. It increases your commitment. Divorce is no longer an option. Cheating is no longer an option. Hoeing around, it ain't an option, y'all. It ain't even an option. There's no plan B here. It's going to work. You get what I'm saying? When you show up to your dreams and your goals and your business that way, there's an all-in mindset that's attached to it. And if you don't have that mindset, of course you're not going to be where you want to be. Because every time you're uncomfortable, Bob rears its little ugly, you go run into Bob. Okay? No Bob. Everybody say no Bob. No Bob. Which brings me to my last point, why you need an all-in mindset. We go round third. We coming home with this. You're going to get results faster. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm just here to present the facts to you. If you're wondering why you're not getting results at the pace you want, could it be because you have a plan B? People who have no plan B get their results faster, period. Debt. If you say you're going to pay off debt, but you want to go out to eat twice a week because it's convenient for you, you can't be mad at the person that crosses their finish line. It's not that you can't cross your finish line. I'm not saying you can't have dreams, while having a plan B. What I'm saying is you're not going to get it as fast as you want.
And what she's saying is she will guilt you for wanting to go slower or not having the same dream that she does. Do we remember when she threw her entire team under the bus because they didn't help her reach her $3 million goal? Maybe they didn't have the same goals as you, sis.
Does that make sense? So it's kind of, my friend gave the analogy the other day, your business is a vehicle to take you to your dreams. And you can get out of the vehicle all you want. You can walk instead of being in the vehicle. Such a profound analogy. You can walk. Some of y'all are choosing to walk towards your dream. You're going to go a lot slower. You just go slower. It just makes sense, right? It's not rocket science. It's not hard. The people who are crossing their finish lines, there is a level of all-in mindset. There's a level of no plan B. There's a level they don't have an option. They don't have a choice. They've got to make the business work. They've got to make the dream work. Okay? You tell me. The person who has free time, one person binge watches Netflix. I'm not saying Netflix is wrong. But what I'm saying with free time, who's going to get results faster? The person that's binge watching for 2 hours because they've got an extra 2 hours, or the person
who's going to tell her? Binge watching isn't for 2 hours. That's not binge watching. When we binge watch, it's for 8 hours-ish. It's a whole day in bed binge watching. But you know what? We don't have anyone's paychecks to be building, so we can do that. We don't have anyone guilting us when we do. It's so nice, this time freedom,
person that's learning a skill set for 2 hours. Person A who's binge watching with 2 hours. Person B who's learning the new skill set that's going to take them further. Probably person B, right? Just makes sense. Who's going to get results faster? Person A, who relies on their job to pay their bills and the business is just fun money, or person B who says, yes, I have a job, but I want my business to pay my mortgage. And so I'm gonna raise the foundation, I'm gonna be committed, I'm gonna get these results fast.
The person that would get the results faster is the person who wanted the fun money because all they wanted was fun money. So once they've reached that, they're allowed to continue living their lives. Spoiler alert, they're not allowed to because people like you pressure them to go further every single time they reach their goal. But here's the problem that she's not mentioning with going slower. It's impossible to go slow in an MLM because you're constantly running in this hamster wheel. And if you're not running at the same speed or faster, then everything's falling off. then your entire organization is just going to crumble. So people are falling off quicker than you enroll them. So you have to keep up with that pace in order for the pyramid to not just crash. So that's essentially why you can't go slow in an MLM, or it's frowned upon to go slow because they know that you are going to crumble. So my experience in the MLM, I went to double diamond. So that's the, let's see. So that was the 5th rank in the company. It was the 2nd leadership level rank. I reached that rank within I think it was 7 months, maybe 6 months into me working the MLM. But then I started to slow down. And as soon as you take that foot off the gas, just barely, everything starts to crumble. So then it was over 3 years until I hit my next promotion, because I was constantly just trying to keep up at that point because I wasn't building fast enough. And that's what happens when you try to build slowly. After I watched that video, I just went kind of creeping on her page a little bit, and I came across this memory that she had shared, and I wanted to share it with you guys because after I started watching it, it kind of goes hand in hand with what we're talking about right now. Okay, so this one was a memory that she shared, and the caption reads, "1 year ago today, I popped off. I may or may not have lost a business partner over this. Still not sorry about it." So this is a video that she's proud of, okay? Keep that in mind. And then the caption of the original video from last year says, "Working 2 MLM businesses. Let's solve this right now."
Hey everybody, what is up? Here, happy Monday. Finishing my fat burn coffee, and y'all know I just got so irritated. So I'm coming on Facebook Live and we're gonna talk about it. So I hope you got your tea, because it's gonna be a good one, okay? I know I'm finishing my coffee at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but y'all, I'm feeling good. My energy is good, but y'all got to be careful what you slide in my DM and want to talk to me about, okay? So, as you're up and on, make sure you say hello. If you're watching the replay, you can hashtag hey. This is not going to be for the faint of heart, okay? If you get your feelings hurt, if you are sensitive, you've been warned. I ain't going to put my hat on because your girl just actually washed her hair for the first time in 10 days. But we're going to talk about working 2 businesses because I am so tired of this. So, I open up my DMs and I have a message. Don't say it's you. Don't embarrass yourself, okay? I love you. Don't embarrass yourself. I have a message from someone who says they really need my help, okay? And sometimes I don't always see all my messages, okay? I've got literally, one of my friends made fun of me. He was like, why you got hundreds of messages unread? I can't get to all the messages. I'm working my business, okay? But we need to talk about this. So I happened to get a message this morning because someone messaged me on Instagram and said, hey, I messaged you on Facebook, which I'm gonna go ahead and give you credit, darling, okay? You got my attention. Okay, if you want to get someone's attention, you can't just, you might have to go, y'all don't know that my inbox stays flooded. You don't know that I have so many notifications between all the groups I'm in, between all the pages that I'm an admin in, between all the notifications. I say that very.
Let me say too, I hate when people who are at the top of MLMs are the admins of pages because they're using that platform and that following to recruit people into their business. I want to know what groups she's an admin of. Is there any way you can find that out?
I don't even get notifications on my own posts anymore. I literally have to go to my own posts. And so some of you might be like, oh, I messaged and she never opened it. You need to send a pigeon, smoke signal, okay. And so she did. She slid into my Instagram. Hey, I messaged you on Facebook. Okay, Instagram doesn't always play me. Sometimes it does. It doesn't give me notifications on my messages. Sometimes it doesn't, okay? And so I open up on Facebook and she's talking to me, boo-hooing like some of us have, okay? Well, listen, we've all had tough days. Drop a 1 if you ever had a tough day in your business. You're like, no, I need the business to work. I need it to work, okay? And so I get it. I've been there in my business where I'm like, look, I need this to work and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I'm doing right, but I need this thing to work, urgency, time is of the essence, whatever. So what do I naturally do? What do we do when someone messages us that we don't know? Who's going to drop it in the chat? I love your vibe. I think you're pretty awesome. What do we do when someone messages us and we don't know who they are? What's the first thing we do? I'll wait till someone drops it. I'll wait. What's the first thing we do? We all do it, okay? That coffee is cold now. Okay. Yes, we go and check their profile. Okay. So when you message me and I don't know who you are, I'm going to message your profile. Now let me back this up. Let me just go ahead and give you 30-second version of what I just said. She had messaged me before on Facebook. I didn't get it. She messages me on Instagram. Awesome job. Go out of your way to get my attention. I open her message on Facebook. She's crying about, don't say it's you. Don't say your name. Don't say it. While you talk about me, don't embarrass yourself. Okay. This is a lesson in.
This is so condescending. It's disgusting.
I already warned y'all, I'm going in on it, okay? I'm going in, so if you sensitive, hop off. Don't be sharing this in a team page if you got some sensitive Sallys in there, okay? Someone needs to hear the word I'm going to share today. She's boo-hooing about how bad she needs the business to work. What do? I go check her profile. She's in my company. Her profile's all about Tupperware. I don't think y'all heard what I said. Her profile is all about Tupperware. So let me back this up. Prior to coming to this business, prior to being a retail manager, I worked on staff at a church. Me and my husband were in full-time ministry. I know some of y'all like, you in full-time ministry, you don't seem like a pastor's wife. Good. I'm not trying to impress the church, okay? I'm trying to teach people who don't know about the love and grace of Jesus Christ. That's who I'm trying to reach. So I'm not going to filter.
Love and grace, yet here she is, like publicly shaming and humiliating someone who was reaching out to her for help.
My mouth, my mind, my energy, my appearance, my demeanor to fit into what you think a pastor's wife should act like. Go ahead and drop an amen in the chat, okay? Hopefully the religious people hopped out, okay?
I'd be so interested to hear what the churchgoers think of her as the pastor's wife. If I was a pastor and that was my wife acting like a fool on the internet and saying things like this, I would peace out. Actually, if it was her, I'd probably be worried that she would me.
Husband is ordained. We worked on staff at church, and my job when I came on staff at the church is I was the connections director. I was over not really communication, but I was over connecting people into the vision of the church. When people came and they wanted to be a member of the church, they wanted to get involved in ministry, I created the system. I oversaw like 250 to 300 volunteers in our church. We attended like 1,000-member church, okay? I oversaw all the volunteers and I plugged people in. Here was the problem. Telling you the story for a reason. Here was the problem. Prior to me coming in, we'd have someone who was like, but I just love everything. Okay, that's awesome. There's nothing wrong with you loving everything, okay? I thought about trying a Monet hair product, okay? Thought about trying that. I love small business.
My Facebook app just crashed for some reason, but crashed at the perfect time because I was just about to say, your MLM is not a small business. And let me just go ahead and give myself a little plug here. A lot of you guys were asking for the saying that I put on the back of the holiday merch to be on a merch of its own, to be a design of its own. So I went ahead and did that. I'll insert a picture of it here, and also we'll leave it linked in the description below if you guys would like to check it out. I keep looking down at my phone because I'm still scrolling to get back to that video that I was just on because my Facebook app crashed.
I will support small businesses. People, you be selling that whitening toothpaste, you might want to slide in my DM because I might want to buy from you. I ain't saying I'm gonna buy from you, I'm saying I might want to, okay? And so I'm all about supporting other things. I'm all about like, hey, I love all these different things. I'm passionate about these different things. That's great. Here's the problem, what we experienced in ministry is you'd have a lady who thought she was being so holy and humble and giving of her time, giving of her energy. She wanted to be, sing in the choir. She wanted to be able to volunteer in church ministry, kids church ministry. She wanted to also be involved in women's ministry and like be on the board of directors. And then, she would want to like be an usher. Because shout out women. Women could be ushers too, okay? So I oversaw tons of not only people getting involved, I also oversaw connection, the experience. I kind of owned the foyer, the experience of when you first walked into the church. I oversaw that. I oversaw the ushers. I oversaw just a lot of different stuff I oversaw, okay? So we take this lady, she wants to be involved. I already forgot everything I said. She wants to be involved in the choir and children's ministry. She wanted to be an usher and she wanted to be in women's ministry, okay? The problem is some of these things overlap. And so you can be the jack of all trades, but baby, you are the master of none. And we would be so tripped up because she'd be really good at children's ministry, but she wasn't able to do all the services because she had to sing in the choir. And now, my husband who's over the choir and the children's minister, they're like, because they're like, well, I need her. No, I need her. No, her gift is good, right? And she thinks she's being a blessing to everybody. She thinks she's being a blessing. And really what she's doing is she's hurting all the ministries that she's in. Why is my phone going to die? What?
Can you imagine being this lady and like trying to help in every way that you possibly can in the church and serve as many ways as you can, and then to see a video like this and see how it wasn't even appreciated? Like, as the leader of whatever she foresaw within the ministry, it's your job to communicate that to people. Like, if it's a problem that she's volunteering in all these different areas, tell her that. Crazy idea, I know. Also, imagine going to their church, like being a church member, and hearing the pastor's wife talk about the people who serve and the way that she's talking about these people.
She thinks she's being a blessing because of how much she's involved. She thinks she's being a blessing, and she thinks that she's able to give so much to everybody, when in reality, she's no good to anybody, because we need to be able to...
No good to anybody? This lady is volunteering. She doesn't have to go to your church. She doesn't have to serve in your ministry. She's volunteering her time, and you're going to tell her she's no good to anyone? You're disgusting.
Now let me talk about this girl that slid in my DM. Don't embarrass yourself, baby. Don't say it's you, baby. Okay. So here's the deal. When you want to do multiple businesses, if you're wanting to only make $50 to $100, I'm not talking about you. You can hop off. You can do 15 businesses. I don't give a hot holy fart because you just want to make $100. You just want to make a couple $100. What is on my forehead? You just want to make like $100, maybe $200. Cool. Go do your thing. The problem is so many people are wanting to go all in. Listen, you better hop off, sensitive Sally. I washed my hair, I can't wear it, okay? This is not for the faint of heart today. So many of you want to go all in. So many of you want to see the vision. So many of you want to come home. You want to pay off debt no matter what you're doing, okay? Last time I checked, I don't see like a CEO of Chick-fil-A going and working part-time at, a McDonald's. You don't win the...
Nope, just like your CEO isn't going to be the CEO of another company. But the thing is, you're not the CEO. So you have the flexibility and the ability to join other businesses if yours isn't making ends meet. Which, spoiler alert, none of them are going to make ends meet. But people have that right if they want to join another company with hopes of the other one paying off.
But you don't see the pastor trying to preach the sermon and teach the children and teach the youth. I'm obviously talking about a substantial sized church. I understand if you're a smaller church, you gotta do what you gotta do. Listen, this ain't applicable to everybody. You need to sift through the poop and keep the corn, okay? Drop a corn emoji in the chat. I ain't talking to everybody. But what I am saying is you need to know your role and you need to go all in. And some of you, that is the problem. Let's you're like, oh, it's fine. I got all these groups and it's fine. No. 1 second you're saying one thing, the next second you're saying another thing, and you are confusing your network. And you're making quick money. Okay, it's all about money to you. That's what it is. If you in all these, but you say, but I really like the product. Okay, you can support it without being loud about it. And listen, I said this last night and it pissed someone off. So I'm going to say it again. Drop a 3 if you cool with that, okay? Which I don't really care. You're on my profile right now, so I'm going to be as loud as I want to be about it, okay? Because yo soy la jefa, okay? And that means I am the boss in Spanish, so not calling myself cow. But here's the deal. I said this last night on my team, and it pissed someone off. So let's say it again, because if it pissed someone off, maybe other people need to get pissed off too, okay? If you are in my team, listen, I said it on my team. Anyone in the tribe, you can say, yes, she said it in the comments to solidify that I ain't lying, okay? I said, if you in my tribe, if you on my team, if you a part of the tribe with, okay, it's our tribe. It's not, it'll never be team. I can't stand that. But if you a part of the tribe and you run 2 businesses, I said, I'll make it real easy for you. Quit mine. Quit with us. I give you permission to quit because I don't want you. I don't want you in my DM. And this girl that slid in my DM this morning, she's not on my team, okay? I don't want you.
This is real life, you guys. This is how they talk to the people who are building their paychecks. And then to have the nerve to tell these people and try to guilt these people like,
you only care about the money. It's all about the money to you.
why are you sitting here manipulating all these people? It's not because of the money, right? It's not because you want to build your paycheck, right?
One thing and doing another. That is a lack of integrity and character to me. It genuinely is. You're telling me you want to change your family's life. You're telling me you want to go all in. You're telling me how bad you need this. You're telling me why you want to be a top earner. You want to go debt free. You want to stay home. You want this, that, and the other. Whatever it is. Whatever's applicable. Okay? Sift through the poop and keep the corn. Okay? But you a part of two businesses. I'll make it real easy. Bye. Bye. Go sell your Tupperware. Go sell your clothing. Go sell your makeup. Those are great companies too. I'm not knocking anybody. I ain't knocking Monet. Go join Monet. Do it. Bye. Okay. Go sell your ketones. Bye. Like, it's okay. I give you permission.
Nobody needs permission from you. Nobody. You're nobody's boss. But you're so self-absorbed that you don't care how this is making other people feel. You couldn't care less. And then for you to say that they're worried about the money, like, you're telling these people they're not worth your time unless they're giving 110% into the business that you're building, but it's not all about money for you. Hold me back, guys. Hold me back.
You are not good to our vision. You are not good to some who's in and out. You're not a person I want to spend time with. You're not a person I want to develop, right? Like, do you think that the company that I'm with, I say this so humbly, I'm so honored and blessed that I have a platform, that I'm utilized in videos, that, you know, they've allowed me to like launch products for them and, you know, all these things. I'm so humbled by it. Do you think if I was a part of another company, they would give that, they would, you know what, we know that you over there and you selling this and you selling that, but we're going to give you a platform. No, they see my loyalty. They see my commitment.
Do you guys remember the last video that we watched earlier in this video where she was like,
Those of you talking about loyalty to a company, you're ridiculous.
I'm not talking about being loyal to a company. People who say that, you're ridiculous.
the irony here is just, it's incredible. So blind.
They see my dedication. They see that I am laser focused. And guess what? People want to partner with someone who's like that. Your upline, some of you like, well, my upline don't spend time with me. Look in the mirror, okay? Look in the mirror. Because listen, I be in my reports. Now, I ain't saying you're not a part of some janky team, but what I am saying is I know a lot of good leaders out there. There's a phenomenal leaders in my company. Phenomenal leaders. People that I respect, people that I speak highly of, people that when I get in a room or I get in a circle with them, man, I'm just quiet because I'm learning. Your girl's a student, okay? But I'm in my reports. And when I see your name in my report, I'm gonna be like, who's this? Like, why do I not know your name? Why have we not ever said hi to each other? Like, girl, let's go, okay? Your leaders are gonna be looking for that. And you're just not gonna win the race riding two horses. Again, if you're wanting to make $100 or $200, dude, do your thing, toot your horn, be a part of everything, confuse your network, like.
But she just said that she posted in her team page that if somebody's a part of two businesses, to quit hers. So it's not okay with you if they want to be a part of everything. So many contradictions.
It's okay. You're going to get some quick money anyways. Pay a bill every month. Do your thing. But most people did not join for that. Most people did not join a business because they just wanted to pay a bill. They just wanted to be able to have a little bit. Now, that's the vision that most of us start with, right? That's the vision that I started with. It was just a bill. It was just a little bit. It was just a little extra. Okay?
And then people like you swoop in and pressure them to continue pushing forward even when they've reached the goal that they set out to reach.
I am challenging you guys. Focus on one business and go all in. We gotta stop thinking that we can be good to everybody. You're not good to nobody. Your network does not trust you. When they see you doing one thing, then they see you doing another. They see you jumping ship. Oh, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna go there. It's you, baby. And if you're not working here, when you leave and you take yourself with you, you going with you.
This is her attempt at guilting people into thinking they're the problem. She's worried if someone is posting about two different businesses, people are going to catch on to the fact that the first one isn't working.
You're going with you. And so do I believe that there are amazing companies out there? Yes, I'm not going to be on here tooting that my company's the best with the best compensation plan we're all perfect. No, listen, you better watch out for people that are like that. I'm very much a realist. Now, I value my company. I appreciate did I just stutter? I appreciate my company. I am here with my company, right? But if you need, go do your thing. If you are more passionate about selling a different product, go do your thing. But here's the deal. You better be committed.
But here's the deal. You better quit my company so it doesn't look like my company is not working out for you.
It is your responsibility to go all in your business. And I am not saying that is not exhausting. If you've ever been exhausted in your business, drop a 4, okay? We've all been exhausted. We've all been tired. But I promise you, when you keep going, you lay a brick, you lay a brick, you lay a brick. Every day you lay a brick. When you don't feel like it, you lay a brick. When no one else is laying bricks, you lay a brick, you lay a brick. You will attract the people that want to work with you.
This is her attempt at getting you to hold on just a little bit longer so that she can make you hold on just a little bit beyond that, so that she can make you hold on just a little bit beyond that, and so on and so forth throughout her entire downline so that the money can keep rising to the top.
But what I'm saying to you is you are going to do more damage having quick, short-term thinking, just thinking about the money. People are going to smell that. If you're marketing all these different things, people are going to smell that. They're going to think that you're treating them like a dollar bill, and it's out of your desperation. So let's talk about desperation for a second. People get desperate, and we start having all these thoughts. Well, if I'm in multiple businesses, and we start justifying it. When you operate from a place of being desperate, people can smell that.
This is ironic because when I was scrolling through to just look at all of her recent posts and see if she had anything else that was fun and fancy and spicy and interesting, I started noticing some of her, something specific about a lot of her posts. And I am making an entirely separate video about it, so I'm not going to spoil it, but definitely stay tuned if you'd like to see what the common theme is of all of her posts. And to me, it screams disingenuine, lacking authenticity, and just right out cold. There's not genuine whatsoever, you guys, not even in the slightest.
Right? Drop a 5 if you've ever smelt someone's desperation. Now, I'm not saying we haven't all been in a position where we've been desperate. Look, at the end of the day, baby, bills got to get paid. Bills got to get paid. We got to do whatever it is we got to do. But I want to challenge you to never allow yourself to operate from a place of desperation. It can be so lethal. It can be so deadly, not only to you and your business, but to your reputation.
Listen, most of the people that join an MLM are out of desperation, or else they wouldn't resort to that. I feel like the MLM is the last resort for so many people. And finally, they're just you know what? I'm drowning. This isn't the life I want. I'm willing to give this a shot, because they're in such a desperate, vulnerable position. And you guys know that, and you prey on that.
Do not operate from a place of desperation. So here is my challenge to you. Don't ever allow yourself to get in a place where you are running multiple businesses like that. Do not ever, especially, oh my gosh, especially in the direct sales MLM world. No. Yo, we already got it tough, man. People already be thinking that we're in a scam. People already be thinking that we don't know what we're doing, that we're trying to schmooze them out. And now you're just here trying... No. So here, period, point blank. Don't be sliding in my DM, asking me for help, telling me you need my help when you didn't partner with me, and I was willing to send you a voice memo and you in my business, and then all of a sudden I scroll your page and it's all about Tupperware. No. No, we're not going to play that game. Stay committed, go all in, see the vision, do whatever it takes to sit on the horse that you picked and work that horse. Look in the mirror, figure out what needs to shift, what needs to change, because you can go to the top, but you sure as heck ain't going to the top like this, boo-boo. So I love you guys.
Anyways, you guys, that's all I have for today's video. I just choked on my own saliva, so that's why my voice sounds a little crackly. But that's all I have for today's video. Moral of the story is this is how the people at the top treat the people who are lining their pockets. It's not uncommon for them to yell at you like she's doing in this video, and I know many leaders who did and do. This is not empowering. This is not motivational. This is degrading and quite honestly disgusting. It's not empowering, it's not motivating, it's not endearing. Don't let them convince you otherwise. It's disgusting and you deserve better. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell if you'd like to be notified every time I post. And if you'd like to follow me on all social media platforms, you can find me at @Jessica Hickson. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Moving slower. I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at your eyes.